about 2/3 of that noise, but the big problem that we have is with a nightclub called the Production Lounge. Okay, Saturday night there was a hip hop night that was just absolutely off the Richter. I mean, I myself personally made probably about 11 complaints that night. I was getting phone calls from my neighbors. They're really affecting our quality of life. Friday night they had a metal night, which wasn't as bad as the Saturday night, but it was just ridiculous. And it seemed like every time we called the precinct, the police officers would come and nothing would change. I mean, this was going on to like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. I mean, sound that was so loud that, I mean, come on, I couldn't get to sleep. And I understand there was a DP recording that was made out in front of my house. This has happened many times before. We had a shooting about 2 years ago out in front. They shot into my house and almost shot my tenant Laura's mother. Okay, the bullet missed her head by about 6 inches. Okay, they shot into my front door. We were outraged in the community over that. This individual Joe that owns this establishment took no responsibility for it whatsoever. Has been completely defiant to the community. Does not care about us, and I feel almost helpless because as I told one of the police officers, the citizens, we rely on the police department to enforce the ordinances, okay? If they don't do anything about it, we are helpless. We can't take the law into our own hands. And so, we're relying on this. And, I mean, it's just, I've confronted this individual, and he just basically tells me, F you, I don't care what you think. Well, the thing is, I run a rental business, okay? And, I have great tenants. And I've had people that have been there for years, and now they want to move. And anybody else that I bring in, new people I bring in, aren't going to tolerate this noise either. And I'm not the only one. And all the houses on Franklin Street across from this thing and the surrounding community are affected by this. And the way the floor plans are in most of these houses, the bedrooms are all in the front. So there's no escaping it. My people in my building go to work in the morning. They're not up all night listening to music and drinking in the bars, okay? And they're paying taxes, as well as all the homeowners on this block and in the surrounding community are paying taxes. And, there's no action against this individual, and, I'm very frustrated with this situation.
It seems like it's something as simple. I live across the street. I went there before. Hello. It seems like it's something as simple as doing something proper with the door, because the difference of the noise, I can hear it with the windows closed across the street in my apartment. It is basically one space, but when the door is closed, I can hear it. When the door of the production lounge is closed. When someone opens the door and comes in or out, it's like 10 times that loud.
Right, so we've done a lot of work.
Okay, I actually talked to the owner of 113, Scott Berger, and he's telling me they're in the process of evicting this individual because he did not live up to his obligation in the lease. He was supposed to properly soundproof the place. It does not fit the Department of Buildings criteria for soundproofing. You're supposed to have licensed soundproofing people come and actually do this, and he never did. And this is their premise for eviction. Okay?
You have the same issue?
I kind of do. My issue is with the sound as well. It's very thin there. And I run a comedy show at the Production Lounge every Tuesday, and the music doesn't come from there. It comes from the rehearsal space,
Okay.
number one. Number two, I've been with Joe to his thing, his dealings with the person that you spoke of, and it seems like it's her responsibility. He's trying to do something about it. I understand about the noise and stuff, but so Friday night they make noise, the heavy metal music, and then the rap music comes on a Saturday. Those seem like good party noises. And to say the Production Lounge, just the Production Lounge and Joe, that's kind of like slanderous. I hope you pick up all your notes.
I just said before, you didn't listen,
that
we remediated this.
I listened. You kind of made it sound like Joe practically walked in there with a gun and shot at you.
Stop.
No.
We certainly
Listen, they shot into my house, okay? You weren't a victim of this, all right? My house became a crime scene. All right?
Got you.
Yeah, okay. And I have tenants. I also have children living in my house, okay, that should not have to be subjected to this. Okay? A lot of these these people, I'm very familiar with a lot of these faces. I know that they're here for the same particular issue. And you know, I gotta tell you, I'm fed up personally. And I don't think I should have to sell my house. I've been, I own this property for 30 years. I've been here since '75. Okay? And I'm an old, resident here.
No, you're right. We've done a lot of work with the club, and at night. Certainly my midnight guys have done a lot of work, the midnight shifts have done a tremendous amount of work, a lot of work on Bedford Avenue. I've seen the complaints from 301 come in the last 2 weeks from that place. Prior to that, I didn't see any. I have to admit, it was off my radar.
Okay, well, Joe kind of slowed it down a little bit, okay? And, we weren't making complaints. I was sick for a long time, and I kind of took a step back in this because I wasn't well enough to deal with this and follow through with anything. But I'll tell you, my neighbors come to me and they complain to me because I am an old resident there. And people kind of know me a little bit of a fixture in the neighborhood. I mean, I've been here for a while. When we've had problems, I've kind of stepped up to the plate and try to see what I can do to rectify things. And with the production lab, he's just completely defined. He really does not care about the community and the quality of life of the people that live here. And quite frankly, I'd like to see him go.
No, I can't evict them. I don't have the power to do that. There's lots of things we could, enforcement issues that we can bring upon him. Like I said, it didn't register on my radar because I didn't see those 301 complaints. They weren't being made until just a few weeks ago. It would have possibly gone on to our next scheduled March operation. We don't have to wait for that to do our own enforcement ourselves, but it could help. I mean, I'm hearing things like there's sound studios, rehearsal space on the top floor.
We mediated that with the owner. Okay. Actually, I gave a letter to Officer O'Donnell from Mr. Scott Berger, addressing the situation. We have dealt with the superintendent of the building, and he's worked on this. And like I said, 2/3 of the problem has been, remediated. But the other third is the production lounge, and he really is on the ground level. You don't even need a DP reading for this. Okay, it's so loud. Everyone here can contest to that.
Oh, sure.
Okay, and someone else should speak. I know.
I just have a quick question, sorry, I'm running after
Okay.
my little son here. Over the years, how many citations has the production lounge been issued for noise?
I have to get back to you on that.
Okay, I'm just wondering, because I feel like we're constantly calling.
No, but in the last year, I don't think many at all. Because there haven't been complaints at 301 about the place in well over a year until just about a few weeks ago.